Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel and another speed clean with me. Today I'm tackling some jobs that I've been putting off and have been building up, so get the video on and tackle the jobs in your house that you have been putting off. Let me know in the comments what those jobs are and let's get started, shall we? But before we do, I just want to say hi guys. If you're new here, welcome. I am Ree from mummyof4.com. I would love it if you would subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7 p.m. I do loads of organisation content. I do lots of speed clean videos, so I hope you'll enjoy those. Find lots of motivation, haul videos, vlogs, what we eat in a day videos, and generally just a lot of parenting tips, tricks, hacks and advice to get you organised as a busy mum. So look at the state on Zara's room today. Yowza, I'm going to have to do something about that. I also want to tackle the stairs, and clean all the glass on there and clean the hall, the entrance hall in my house, which has been a little bit ignored. And more than anything, I'm also going to have to tackle a whole massive amount of, you guessed it, laundry, because I've been very naughty and I've not been putting it away as I've been going, as I like to. I also just want to give this little area a clean because this is where the children come in and out from school and it gets really mucky. So let's start with getting some laundry on, because that way while we're cleaning, the laundry is on and washing and something is happening while I'm doing something else, and that is multitasking at its best. So my first job is to sort it all out. So I'm just going to tip it all out on the floor and sort it into loads. There are certain ways I sort laundry into loads. Sometimes I do it by colour, like I've got here. Sometimes I'll do it by tumble dryable and non-tumble dryable stuff, so I don't have to do what I'm doing now, which is sorting things into things that go in the dryer and things that don't go into the dryer. Because if I've got enough laundry, I can just do that before I even put it in the machine, which makes life easier. So this load, there's no absorbent stuff in there, so I can use fabric softener. I'm using a bit of my method. There is a link in the description to all of the laundry products and cleaning products that I use on a regular basis if you need to pick any of those up. My next job is to empty the dry things out of my airing cupboard so that there is space to hang up damp clothing. If this gets too crowded, nothing dries properly, so it's really important to take everything out as soon as it is dry. And that way, when it dries nicely on hangers, in shape, barely needs any ironing, which is amazing. Now, I'm not going to sort all of this stuff and put it away where it goes right now. I'm literally going to take it upstairs and sling it on my bed. Then I'm going to pop my communal laundry basket back in the upstairs airing cupboard where it goes. And I'm going to start hanging up some of this damp laundry downstairs in the airing cupboard, which is in the laundry room. I really like this Lenore crease releaser for spraying onto clothing that is drying kind of naturally and in shape on hangers, because it just helps all of the creases to fall out. It's also really great to spray onto bedding that you haven't ironed when it's already on the bed. If you spray that on and then kind of smooth it out, it makes it look like it's ironed, which is amazing, because who likes ironing bedding? Not me. So all of these bits and pieces just get hung up as long as they have enough air between them so they're not too squashed together, so they dry, because there is actually a little radiator just sort of down to just below where the camera is showing on the left. There is a little radiator there, so this is a little warm area. So as long as there's enough space around it and everything is hung up in shape, it dries nicely and with barely any creases at all, especially with my crease releaser added. That crease releaser, by the way, also smells amazing. So all of my laundry smells lovely. Next, I'm going to use some of this Method glass cleaner, which is the nicest smelling one because it smells like mint, and a microfiber cloth to tackle this glass on the stairs. I love the glass on the stairs. It looks lovely. The problem is my children love putting their hands on the glass on the stairs. It's like they're practicing to be those mime artists that pretend that there is glass, but they use the real glass until they've got the art down, because honestly, the number of handprints on this glass are just untrue. Just untrue. But never mind. I still like it, and it's just kind of, it's probably not the most sensible choice with young children, but I do still really like the look of the stairs. And let's face it, they probably won't be putting their hands all over the glass forever. I don't know, maybe they will. Like I said at the beginning of the video, lots of these jobs are jobs I've been putting off for a while, so I have not cleaned this glass in quite a while, and it is so dirty, it is positively foggy when it's supposed to be clear glass. So it's going to take quite a bit of wiping to get it right. Now, because the glass is actually lit up, obviously it highlights every single fingerprint, but that being said, I still do like the look of the glass being lit up, and it's especially nice in the evenings and things when that's the only light that we need to have on, kind of is good for going up and down the stairs. It just looks nice. So not the most sensible choice, but I still like it. So that's the glass done for the bits I can reach. Now I need a step stool because I am only 5'4" and I cannot reach this high portion of the glass because I'm just not tall enough. So we've done the glass. Before we get the vacuum cleaner out, I'm going to wipe down this bit of dust collecting. It's not really skirting board, is it? What is it even called? The bit down the side of the stairs. Because look at the dust that came off there. Gross, gross, gross. So while I've got the cloth out and we're wiping skirting boards, let's do the other skirting boards around the hall. Now, I like these skirting boards, again, but because they are square, ugh, look at that. They do collect a lot of dust just literally on the top of the skirting boards. It's like a little table for dust to collect on. Now, there are certain jobs in my house that get done all the time. You know, I have to stay on top of laundry. We clean the kitchen every time we make food, several times a day. Under the table where the children drop crumbs. Places like that get cleaned and vacuumed all the time. Then there are other jobs that I put off because they're just not my favourite. And the stairs is probably one of them. I don't vacuum the stairs as often as I should because it's a pain and I don't enjoy doing it. But it's a really high traffic area and I need to do it more. So there you go, that's my confession. Let me know which jobs in your house do you end up putting off, even though you should do them more often, and you just don't. We all have them, I'm sure we all have them. I cannot be the only one. So make me feel better, let me know in the comments. So I'm just getting down the stairs, doing every step. See how tedious this is. How could anyone enjoy doing the stairs? I do have a little handheld brush thing that I sometimes use for doing the stairs, so I don't have to get the whole vacuum cleaner out. I have shown that in other videos actually, so let me know if you've seen that in some of my other videos. Perhaps I'll do that next time I do the stairs in a different video, just so you can see the comparison. Now, one thing I do find in our house, we don't have pets, but we've got a lot of people with long hair that molts everywhere. And I'm not joking, it goes everywhere. It's like a really, really long-haired animal lives in our house and it collects in clumps. That's what I'm currently picking out of the end of the vacuum cleaner, you can see, and having to like force it back in. Because, and I don't know, let me know if this is just something that happens to my family or something that happens to your family too. Is it just bits you get all over your carpet or big, massive clumps of hair? I know I've got long hair, so I am very much aware I'm part of the problem. The girls have got quite long hair, but even my boys haven't got super short hair. So it just ends up everywhere. So now downstairs, I'm just going to go around the edges with this tool thing. You can see it's already so full. The vacuum cleaner is crazy, crazy full already. So I'm going to do a little bit more than I am going to have to empty it. So I've gone around the skirting boards and now it's time to actually do the middle of the floor. This is right by our front door, so lots of muck comes in here. Even though if I'm doing the school run, I do tend to use the door in the laundry room because then the children's boots can kind of collect somewhere that is not clogging up my hall if they're full of mud. But I will get in there and clean that in a moment and show you that. And I'm going to flip this rug and do the other side. I like to do both sides of the rug just to be pretty thorough, make sure there's no bits clinging on anywhere. I'm actually going to roll that up and pop it out the way so that I can clean the floor properly and finish just vacuuming the actual laminate before I go and get my mop socks. Now, have you seen my mop socks before? My teenager thinks they're super sad, but I think they're super amazing. But, you know, I'm just going to leave that up to you to decide what you think about that. So this is the little area in the laundry room, which I'm going to have to clean in a minute. First, I'm going to take some stuff out of the washing machine and sort it into tumble dryable and non-tumble dryable. I'm sure those are words. Anyway, this is the area that the children come in and out through when they come back from school. I just feel like if they're going to come in with muddy boots, then this is a better kind of like a filter, like a funnel, before they take their boots off and get them all over the floor in the rest of the house. So those mats that I've just shaken and put in the washing machine, funnily enough, a washing machine safe. Otherwise, let's face it, it would have been a bit silly putting them in there. But as you can see, lots of muck gets collected in this little area. Now, the children don't even wear shoes in the house. They take their shoes off when they come into the house. But all that muck is just from stuff falling off their boots as it comes into the house. But at least in this little area, no one sees it as much as our main entrance hall. So that's kind of why I set it up that way. So I've done both sides of that mat, and I'm just vacuuming around the edges just to get all the lots of little bits that have fallen off. Look how full the vacuum cleaner is. I really do need to empty that in a second. And then we're going to get the mop socks. We're going to get them, guys. We're going to get them. Have you got mop socks yet, by the way? And I mean, if you haven't seen them before, you might not even know what I'm talking about. And you might think I'm insane. But bear with me. Keep watching and I'll show you. So just vacuuming in behind all the baskets and things. It's amazing how much muck gets behind that. It's also amazing that the vacuum cleaner being that full can pick anything up. It's definitely time to empty it, guys. So look at all that. Look how satisfying it is. Clunk, gone. You. Gross, gross, gross. But still pretty satisfying. I know it's pretty gross to see all the stuff that gets picked up, but I do find it quite like, well, at least I've done something. I've not been pushing the vacuum cleaner around for nothing. Onto the mop socks. See? Aren't they cool? Aren't they absolutely trend-setting? You wish you had some. I got them in a pack of 3. They are linked below in my kind of cleaning essentials blog post. So if you just can't live without them, you can grab yourself, well, a pack of 3. You can bag yourself 3 pairs. There's a purple pair, a blue pair, a pink pair. I know. Just too exciting, I'm aware. So now I'm using this Veleda 1-2 spray. You can't see, but there's like a trigger thing. And when I squeeze it, then it squeezes out a little bit of cleaner. I'm using the Method, the pink one. What is it called? Remind me what it's called, guys. The one I use. The pink one. It smells like sweets. Oh, it escapes me. Someone will remind me in the comments the name of it. It's the antibacterial Method floor cleaner that I always use. So now that is pretty dirty and icky, so that's gone in with my wet, dirty washing, and I'm putting a dry one on to put away, so next time I do the floors, it's good to go. We're upstairs now. We're upstairs, and we're going to strip Bella's bed. Now, there are a lot of beds in our house, as you know, because there are a lot of people in our house. So I try not to do all the beds on the same day, because otherwise it just creates a massive, massive amount of washing. So I tend to do usually a maximum of 2 beds within one day, and then that's enough washing to kind of get through. Now, what's really important to do, guys, I didn't used to do this, is button up the duvet covers before they go in the wash. And do you know what happens if you don't button up the duvet covers? You lose things in them. And then months, if not years later, after these things have been washed several times, you'll find like a random thing, a sock, a pillowcase, something that you've used and lost in the wash, and it'll be inside a duvet cover, and it'll be because you didn't button it up. And sometimes it'll get washed and dried several times within this duvet cover until someone notices the lump in the duvet cover. Now, I don't change the pillow and mattress protectors every time, but I am doing this time. I tend to do them every other time, so this time on Bella's bed I am doing it. This is an IKEA bed. It's an extendable bed. It's just from their kiddie range. Bella and Zara have got the same one. It can extend a bit more, but to be honest, I mean, I know I'm only 5'4", so I'm not exactly very tall, but I can lie down in that with legs fully extended, even though the bed isn't fully extended, and I fit. So, oh, there's Zara. By the way, it's not St. David's Day. She's wearing St. David's Day costume because she is. If you saw over on my Instagram around St. David's Day this year, you'll know that I had a St. David's Day costume for Bella, who's my elder daughter, and I could not find it. I could not find it for love nor money, so she ended up wearing a smaller one that was in fact too small, and Zara wore the one that looks a lot like the one she's wearing today. Now, what actually happened was then on this day where I'm filming, Zara's wearing this St. David's Day costume. I'm like, wow, that looks a bit big for you, darling. Oh yes, I found it in my dressing up. So Bella's costume had ended up in Zara's. I turned the house upside down, and there were 2 in Zara's room, and I just thought there were 1. So that's a very long, boring story about how I lost and Zara found a Welsh costume. The end. Anyway, back to cleaning. I'm now doing Bella's bed. As I said, this bed's an IKEA bed. It's slightly shorter than normal, so I just use normal size bedding. Then I tuck it in a bit because I didn't bother to buy the actual IKEA sized bedding for the bed. So back downstairs, and my little mat things that I washed have now been washed, and I'm going to pop Bella's bedding into the washing machine. I have put some of those Unstoppables in. I'm using a bit of Method laundry, and I am using some Dettol laundry detergent anti-bac stuff because I use that on bedding and towels. So those mats are going to be hung up in my little airing cupboard area. I hang those on are they skirt hangers, trouser hangers, the clippy type hangers, because they're not tumble dryable, because the backs of them are that funny rubbery plasticky stuff, so they don't go in the dryer, which is a bit of a pain. But at least because they're that fabric on the back, it means they're not slippery mats. So that rug's just gone back down the hall now, by the way, because the floor is now dry. So there's Zara in her, well, actually Bella's Welsh costume. That is a bit big for her. Never mind, at least we found it. So I'm popping away some of the clean, dry laundry that I dumped on the bed earlier, and I have got to put it away now because I can't just leave it there forever. You can probably see I've got multiple versions of basically the same vest top, and the same coloured vest tops I do hang on the same hangers because they are the same garment. I don't really wear them on their own that much. I normally wear them underneath things, especially in the winter and layering up and things. This is my legging hanger. How cool is that? I will link below my video and blog post about wardrobe organisation that's got all my little hangers and various things I use to organise my wardrobe. As I'm hanging up all these bits and pieces, I'm also pulling out any hangers without any garments on them, and they will head back down to the laundry room. They will go in the airing cupboard, ready to hang damp, clean clothes on them for drying. So that's my bras away, all those other bits and pieces away. They're the hangers, gathering them all up. See, quite a lot. They're going downstairs. Now we need to tackle the mess that is Zara's room. Bless her, she's only 4, and all of my children were pretty messy when they were little. The others grew out of it. Let's just hope she does too. Never mind. Anyway, for now, let's just get it done. This is her dressing up basket, and she loves it. One of the things I wanted to do when we moved to the new house is organise somewhere for their dressing up things. It's a bit of a dumping ground, really. There's a couple of places to hang things up, but I wanted them to be able to access their dressing up things whenever they wanted to, because it's literally their favourite game. And honestly, if you have seen my Instagram stories or some of my vlogs, the outfits that Zara comes out of her room in, the combinations of this hat and that princess and all sorts are just so funny. They really make me laugh, and it's just so much fun. So they often have dressing up clothes for Christmas and birthdays and things. It's generally what they ask for. There's normally a specific character they're after, and Zara's actually got a lot of dressing up stuff because she has the stuff that she's asked for, plus she has Bella's hand-me-down sizes. So she does have a lot of dressing up, but it's literally her favourite thing to do, and it's just so cute, and it's just such a lovely age, isn't it, when they're little, and they love dressing up, because I know it won't last forever. Now I'm throwing everything on the floor so I can strip and make Zara's bed. So I keep all of the bedding for each of the children in their rooms, as a rule, although Zara has actually requested some bedding today that was kept in Bella's room. So I've got the under sheet thing. What's the under sheet thing called? Mattress protector. Yes, I'm changing mattress protectors today. And then these are the princess things that Zara asked for. She saw them in Bella's room. She's like, can I have those on my bed? Yes, you can. That's fine. But the reason I keep the bedding in the individual rooms is if in the middle of the night, we've all been there as parents, we've got to change the children's beds in the middle of the night because there's been some sort of flipping disaster. It's all right because everything you need is there. So these pillow protectors, they're just like communal pillow protectors. We have the same sized pillows in every room, and then they just all get stored in my bedroom in the communal pillow protector area, and they just get rotated around because, like I said, I generally don't change every bed in the house on the same day, so we have enough spare ones to kind of rotate around without having to wash them and put them back straight away. So getting her pillow protectors on, I'm going to try and get her to help me tidy up. I do try and get my children involved. It's not necessarily super helpful when they're little. It's more about getting them involved and teaching them to do things than it is them actually being much of a help to me. And yes, I did remember to button up the duvet cover before sending it off, flinging it into the hall, ready to go downstairs to be washed. By the way, single beds, so easy to change, aren't they? Compared to double, king size, bigger beds, unless they're bunk beds. Will's got a bunk bed, and changing a bunk bed is just no fun. It's no fun at all, is it? But changing a single bed like this compared to the others, what a doddle. So I really don't mind changing the girls' beds, but doing our bed or Will's bed just feels like a bit more of a workout. So I'm going to put some more of her dollies and teddies. I'm just putting those at the foot of her bed, just her favourite ones. This blanket she likes to cuddle up in. She actually doesn't tend to sleep with a duvet on much. She normally pushes the duvet all the way off and just sleeps with like a thinner blanket, because I don't know, that's just what she prefers. So the duvet barely gets used. It's almost decorative. But still, I do like to put it back and have the bed made nicely. I feel like even if the rest of the room is a bit of a mess, if the bed is made, it's got a base, hasn't it? It's setting the tone for the room, and then you can tidy a few other bits and pieces and make the bedroom look reasonably tidy quite quickly. I still need to, I just haven't sort of carved out the time, because I need to carve out the time when I haven't got Zara, so either when she's in school or when my husband's home, to really tackle this room, to pull out all of the stuff, because there's a lot of communal stuff stored in Zara's room because she's got quite a lot of storage space because she's got one of the larger rooms. The idea was, her having the larger room, is that they would all go into Zara's room to play, because the older ones get a bit protective over their space. So I thought, well, if we have more communal stuff in Zara's room, they can all go into there to play. She's littler, she won't mind that. Whereas when they get older, they get a bit more like, oh, I don't want little ones breaking my things. So that's why she has a slightly larger room, is because that's where they kind of congregate to play, whereas the bigger ones play in their own rooms, whereas Zara wouldn't necessarily go in there to play with them as much. Anyway, that's why there's so much stuff in Zara's room. I really need to tackle it. But I know it's not like a little job. It's a pull it all out and really make a day of it kind of job, which is why I've procrastinated it. But I will do it. I will do it as a video as soon as I get up the time and the energy to get that done. But I know keeping this room will be tidier when, and easier to keep tidy when it is done. So there we go. That's a bit of a botched over job. Her bed is made and you can now see the floor. So I'm counting that as a win. Bella's bedding, in the meantime, is done. Pulling that out. Let's get another load on, shall we? How many loads is that now? Can't even count. How many loads I've put on today? I think I even did 2 before I started filming. It's a lot today. I mean, how many loads a day do you put on? I don't always put on this many. I tend to put a bare minimum of 1 load on, but there are 6 of us, and by the time we've got all the clothes and the towels and bedding and things, you know, we do go through a lot of washing. If I don't put washing on every day, then it's only me that suffers. It's me that ends up having to deal with the build-up. It's me that kind of deals with the laundry hangover, as I call it. So Bella's stuff is going into the dryer now. Let's not forget to empty the fluff filter, because it is a fire hazard if we do not empty the fluff filter, and that's going in the dryer fluff bin to save me very late having to go and put it in the real bin. And that is my power hour done for the day. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. Do not forget to like, subscribe, do all the things. I shall see you back here every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Goodbye, you beautiful people.